Well, welcome everybody. We are the Shortridges, and this is our life.
Came into the hospital 7 weeks ago in June for a couple of routine hernia surgeries. It's supposed to be normal, outpatient, go home, have a happy life after that. Second one, they found the fluid. It was concerning to them, the appearance of it, so they kept us for observation, and we haven't left since. It's been 7 weeks. Eventually, they ran lots of tests. We've met lots of different doctors, and lots of people have looked and touched and done lots of things to our son, and eventually they realized that he has a lacerated pancreas, which is a very uncommon injury, especially in adults, and even more so in kids and infants. So it's been a very long process trying to figure out what to do and how to fix this injury and help our kid get better.
It's 10 o'clock at night right now, and I sent Sara home so she could get some rest. We've kind of been going in shifts back and forth, and someone is not tired. I bet you can't guess who. So we're going to take a little walk, aren't we, buddy? Well, right now it is 6 a.m. and it's been a rough night. It's been a couple of rough nights. Jackson threw up at some point last night. We only slept about 4 hours or so. So after that, they wanted to get some x-rays done. I finally got him to sleep, but they came in and did some x-rays, and then I rocked him back to sleep, got him sleeping again, and they knocked on the door. Whoops, we forgot another x-ray. So it's just been miserable again. So I'm just going to try to go to sleep for a couple hours before I got to go to work.
So one of the blessings, one of the things God has definitely done and shown us while we've been in here is that this can be a mission field of sorts. It's kind of like we've likened this to being in jail, and it reminds us of Paul being in prison many times, and instead of just wallowing in the fact that he's stuck in prison, that he decides to use it as a place where he can let God's light shine, and kind of taken that view a lot with different people that come in and out of our lives every single day.
So we were taking one of our nightly walks kind of around the 6th floor, and one of the nurses came up to us and she said, "Hey, I wanted to give you something." She said, I got this thing at my church and it reminded me of you. And she pulls out this card, "Always Be Joyful." And she said, "Yeah, I just thought of this when I saw you guys, and I really wanted you to have it." And we said, "Do you know that we both work at CedarCreek?" We told her, we said, "You couldn't have given us a greater compliment." It's funny because there's been many times that we've sat back and thought that, we don't really feel very joyful. We're not really sure if we're doing this even. But to have her come up and say that this reminded her of us so much was so huge, and just gave us a huge boost of encouragement. So after 2 years being in and out of the hospital and over 18 surgeries, Jackson was home. We were able to take him home. And I remember just the freedom that we felt. And he was still on a feeding tube. There were still challenges. He was delayed in many different areas. But just the freedom of being home and being out of the hospital was incredible. At one point, we were hospitalized for over 100 days. And I remember getting those discharge papers and feeling like there's nothing like getting out of there.
The next 2 years were still full of medical things, tubes and doctor's visits, and even another big surgery. But in 2013, the doctors told us they didn't need to see us anymore. We were discharged from their care, and it just felt like this freedom that we never thought would come.
Yeah, they were careful not to say that he was cured, but they did release him from their care, and because of that, that meant no diet restrictions, no medicine, and he hasn't had to go back since.
I think to this day, Jackson has touched thousands of lives, people he will probably never meet, that his story has impacted, which is pretty cool. We've been involved with Children's Miracle Network and get the chance to share his story with other families that are still in the hospital, a chance to help raise money for the hospital too, to help other families that were in the same situation that we once were.
Yeah, we've had a chance to invite dozens of nurses to church, doctors. People's eternities have been changed because of Jackson and his story.
Today, Jackson is a happy and healthy second grader. He is full of life. He's super smart. He's so creative. We can't keep him down, which is a future we never thought would happen. We didn't know if we'd reach his first birthday, let alone be able to see him as the kid that he is today.
We never wanted his medical stuff to define him, and today it's a distant memory. I mean, he has no recollection of hospitals, doctors, Last week I said, Jackson, do you know I gave you a shot every day for over 3 months? And he had no memory of it, which is the best thing that we could have asked for. So many times along the way, I remember praying for a miracle, praying that God would instantly heal Jackson, and that miracle never came, at least not the way that I thought that it would. The result was that slowly Jackson got better over the course of years and surgeries. And we met so many people along the way, and God has used his story over and over again for his good and his glory. And only a God like ours could envision the future that we have right now. And I can't wait to see where God takes Jackson next.